In Vegas lights, the thrilling nights, UFC fights, setting the nights. Fox Sports Radio, the crowd's alive. MMA locker room where legends thrive. Just my 2 cents, the stakes are high. Joey DFS, watch the champions fly. Get ready for the thrill, the crowd's alive. UFC Vegas, to feel the vibe. Fox Sports Radio, we're ready to go. It's Saturday night and we'll steal the show. Joey DFS, watch the champions fly. Get ready for the thrill, the crowd's alive. UFC Vegas, to feel the vibe.
And we are back. UFC Locker Room Podcast. I'm sitting right next to Rocky Top Man himself, Joey. Just my 2 cents. And we got Dylan Med, a.k.a. Dylon for UFC London. Fuck the Hardwick brothers. And what do you mean?
5 Dylons I was asking for.
Oh, 5 Dylons? Well, I'm giving you 2 because it's UFC London, because we're in the O2 arena. How's everybody feeling? How is everybody doing? And shouts to everybody in the chat.
Awesome. Fucking back in the studio again, boys. I'm actually wearing the headphones this time. I found out actually a good thing to wear them.
Yeah, you gotta talk to the mic
dude,
too.
I'm great, man. Shout out to the whole pub, everybody watching the live chat, everybody. Excuse me, might need to talk to the mic.
Yeah, you gotta talk into the mic.
Talk into the fucking mic.
I'm sorry.
That's
Well,
what fair.
Take 2. Shout out to the entire pub, everyone in the chat, everyone in the studio right now, everyone in Southtown 101. We live from Southtown, boys. Southtown 101 in this hoe. So shout out to all you boys. Man, I'm great. How are y'all?
Rocky Top.
Rocket Top, Tennessee. But yeah, I'm doing good. You know, first time studio, still getting used to this mic's work. But hey, another week of fights. So it just means more money coming to our piggy banks. But everybody tap that like, though. I want to see them lights go up on the screens, man.
It's fucking March Madness. We got motherfucking T in the motherfucking building, working behind stage with Big Show. Shouts to the people behind the stage as well. None of this would be able to be happened without Slaughter, Chat, and the producers themselves. Dylon, how are you feeling today? Right before we get into the card here.
I'm feeling really good, you know. Happy to be the hell out here with you boys doing this live in studio. I couldn't be happier. There's nothing else to say. Couldn't be happier to fucking be here with you boys.
Well, 100%. Well, first fight of the night will be a go-around table here of us cherry picking some fights that we like, and we're giving you straight of the bets. Kind of a little bit different this week since we're doing this on Friday. So we're trying to give you guys some straight action here instead of, breaking it down how we usually do throughout the week. So who wants to start this one up?
I guess I'll start over here and we'll just go around the table, make a circle back to Billy.
Yep.
We're going to do one pick at a time or decide to go with all 4?
Like when we mean by, so we have a thing called The Price is Right. Bob Barker here.
Okay.
And we have like a thing where we try to have like one really good straight bet that you can really rely on. And that's the reason why we call it The Price is Right. So it's usually like a competitively lined fight or maybe like a prop angle that you like on a favorite or something like that. What would you honestly, Dylon? I'll start it up. For me, Price is Right fight for me here is going to be the first fight of the main card here. It's going to be Nathaniel Wood and Morgan Charier, the fucking last pirate here. I kind of like Nathaniel Wood in this one. I was talking to you boys about this one throughout the week of like, I'm a big Morgan Charier fan, but it's either like he gets knockouts in fights or he goes to split decisions. And Nathaniel Wood is going to give him a run for his money. I really like the spread play to be safe. If you want to use it as a parlay, please. Bovada has a +3.5, -170. I think that's like a safe way to play, but I definitely think Nathaniel Wood is live. I'm gonna pull up Bovada and stuff like that, but as I pull up Bovada and try to find these prop odds, what do you guys think about the Nathaniel Wood and Morgan Charier fight?
No, I can say I definitely agree. If you look at Charier's record, when it comes to more UFC experience, it's definitely on Nathaniel Wood. He's fought the more well-known names in the UFC. So this is ideally step name value for Charier. This is, step up. But I actually do agree with Nathaniel Wood plus the spread. If Charier doesn't get the finish, as Billy said, I think there's probably just going to be a split decision. Going into round 3, we're not going to know who the hell's up. So I actually do agree with Nathaniel Wood. I'm going to go on Bovada, and I actually do like that. Good spread. Was it 3.5?
Yeah, plus 3.5,
Alright.
minus 170. I think that's a really good way to attack it. TC, what are your thoughts and opinions? You've been pretty hot with the dogs over the last month. Outside the Francis Marshall bullshit decision.
Mhm.
So, I mean,
That was rough.
That's my Vietnam right now, Billy. But I'll make this one quick, man. This is an easy stay away from me, man. Charier loses too many split decisions, and Nathaniel Wood has just looked sketchy in too many fights. And I just don't know what's going to happen here. I do think there's a chance it could be close. Who's going to hurt who on the feet? I don't know, man. Charier is a good striker. So is Wood. And yeah, it's an easy pass for me. The pick, since you got a proverbial gun to my head, I guess I'll say Charier for the podcast. Maybe I'm a little bit higher on him than I should be, and like it's cost me once or twice, but yeah, I'll pick Charier by split decision, but I got nothing.
well, the price tag, honestly, I thought would go up throughout the week because Morgan Charier, one of the more popular guys, I would just say on this card, just in general. The price tag was like minus 170, and it's just steadily has gone down throughout the week, all the way down to minus 135. I thought this fight should be lined out to pick him here. Nathaniel Wood, all the way down to plus 115 now. Dylon. What do you think about this here?
It's kind of like you just said it at the end there. It's kind of where I'm at on this fight. Is I was originally leaning towards Morgan Charier, but then you see this line movement dropping all the way. And I'm not going to jump on the dog in the end and take a lesser price either. So, yeah, I think it's a pass for me. Not my favorite fight on the card. If I had to take something, I would be forced to take the dog here. I think it's a close fight. Price dropped.
Yeah,
But I don't want to jump on the public train.
Nathaniel Wood by decision plus 200 here. One prop that I was looking at this morning that really caught my eye when I was writing up the packages and shit like that was Morgan Charier by split decision plus 600. Usually these split decision props have been pretty shitty this year, but plus 600 on Morgan Charier by split decisions.
I'm glad you brought that up. What is
low plus 600 for that spot?
Yeah. What is fight ins and split just by
in
itself?
general?
Yeah.
Let me look it up. Let me pull up the fight
Plus
here.
450, that's my guess.
I'll probably say around that range.
I mean,
Both fighters go to decision a lot. Outside of Charier, if he doesn't.
Like,
get
I'm not
finished
playing
again.
it, but I don't think that's a terrible angle.
yeah, I don't think that's a terrible angle here. I mean, fight goes the distance is minus 222. That's a hard question because this isn't FanDuel here. But Joey, well, I pulled this one up here.
Price is right.
Price is right for you.
Yeah, my next Price is Right fight. It's also on the main card. It's Kevin Holland versus Gunnar Nelson.
Yes.
It's going to depend how the fight goes. If you tell me he stays on the feet, I think Kevin Holland is extremely live to knock Gunnar Nelson the hell out. But if
Kevin
Gunnar,
Holland KO's plus 400 real quick.
yeah, I got him inside the distance on a 3-leg parlay, so I'll definitely go over that. But I want to see some more lights on the screen though. But yeah, if it stays on the feet, Gunnar, yeah, he has a karate-based style, but he doesn't land like Kevin Holland lands when he finds the range. And I think Kevin Holland could absolutely knock him out. But if we do see Gunnar get the takedowns, get it early, which Kevin Holland are we going to get? Is he going to be Kevin Holland fighting for your money? Or is he going to be Kevin Holland's like, all right, I'm going to turn my back. I'll give you my neck and I'll let you choke me out. So
That's exactly.
if you don't have a lean towards this fight, I don't see this fight going to scorecards. So if you want to play that, it's also a good lean right there. So, but I am on the side of Kevin Holland.
I'm right there with you, man. I like the Kevin Holland side, but I will say though, there were a lot of things that were appealing to me where I might not just bet the Kevin Holland side. Under 2.5, minus 155. Gunnar Nelson by submission plus 215. Kevin Holland by knockout plus 275. And Gunnar Nelson by this unanimous decision was plus 450. Like, that's just really, really weirdly priced. Granted, I don't think he wins a unanimous decision, but let's say if he does wrestle 2 out of 3 rounds, I mean, plus 450. I mean, it's just one of those type of cards we're talking about. It could be like really entertaining to watch, but betting wise,
It's a
you
greasy
might as
card.
well shoot for the stars and try to get some plus monies and roll out a couple props and a couple parlays here. Dylon. What do you think about this future fight of the night here of Kevin
I
Holland?
took
and Gunnar
Kevin
Nelson?
Holland at plus 110 just yesterday. He's already down to minus 106. And then, you can only take him at their word. But I tend to believe Kevin Holland because when he says he's going to do something, he does it. And when he says he's not into it, he doesn't.
Well, the
do
one
it.
thing I
So
like about
he's
Kevin
a
Holland
company
for
man.
this
He lost
fight,
the last one, right?
Yeah, this is a very quick
I
turnaround.
think a setup fight for him to win.
He said it on X.
Going down to welterweight too, which we didn't mention. I think it's going to be a good weight cut. Means he's taking this shit seriously.
Good call.
And Kevin Holland, that's taking it seriously. As a
Good call.
dangerous man,
Yep.
but he likes to get paid. He's either going to show up, but either way, he's going to get paid. It's his decision, like you said, if he's going to do well or not. But he could have won his last fight, or the second fight before that. He seems like kind of win lose type guy. I think losing his last fight, he's going to come out here and smoke Gunnar Nelson. He did the UFC a favor. UFC's doing him a favor here, I think. Yeah, I did smack Kevin Holland.
Let's go
for $100. That's a big play for me on this card.
That's the move, dude. Getting him at plus money is good shit. Like, I can't really say it much better than the one who spits hot fire. I mean, like, you don't know what you're gonna get. You might as well flip a fucking coin. But he gets crazy show money. But to your point, like, if you're going down to 170, there's just some inherent, like, you're taking this a little bit more seriously than just like cruising in at fucking like middleweight. So yeah, Holland's the side. I'm kind of staying off of it. Seems like
they're
fucking
like
dude.
like you can't trust Gunny, but you can't trust Kevin. But who are you gonna trust more, really? So it's gonna be Kevin Holland. And this guy only fights like once a year. Coming out, I don't think the UFC is really.
I thought that was
I
the
don't know
dopest part of this matchup is that Gunnar Nelson's probably one of the most inactive fighters, only fought 2 times since COVID. And then Kevin Holland has been the most active fighter on the roster
glad you brought that
since
up.
COVID.
We're talking about Kevin Holland just showing up and getting you fucking show money.
Yeah.
Gunnar Nelson's like, he's at his own school, a gym. He's probably
Talking
trying
to the
get
mice
that, you know,
TC.
he
Doing
probably
his
trying to get
own
that one, like, I just need my one fight a year or whatever, like, to sustain my overhead or whatever.
Just like Kevin Holland used to do. He's pulling a Kevin
Well,
Holland.
Gunnar Nelson also, I was looking on his Instagram. I think he just had another kid as well. That could be another reason why we could see him back inside the cage, kind of like a little Hammer shooter thing, but not at the same level. But as we move along here to the man, the myth, the legend himself.
Can I do a quick shout out? Shout out to my sister who's watching us live right now.
Hey.
Shout out Desiree.
Yeah, shouts to Desiree.
Appreciate you.
Tall people problems with 2 cents. 2 cents here. What is your price is right fight of the night here? I know you got some action, but hit. You can either hit them with your favorite player or hit them with an appetizer, because we're gonna go to you a couple of times.
Yeah, I think I will slow roll this as much as I can. I do have a couple,
Because we're gonna come back to you. When he goes, we're gonna go back to you.
Okay. Since we're on Price is Right and we're just talking money lines, and it's usually like a rhetorical question: is this price right or whatever when we go around the horn for this segment? So I'll give you this one: Chris Duncan and Jordan Vucenic or Vucenic. Think about that, boys. Think about that.
Heartstrings.
Ooh. Yeah. Hell yeah. So I bet Chris Duncan. If anybody knows me, I've bet Duncan almost every time he's fought, and I pick him most times he fights. And I don't know what it is with people and like capping Duncan or like talking about him, but I really think that like people got burned on that Charlie Campbell fight, dude. I saw so many people so fucking high.
Shouts to Chris Duncan though, because that was all-time goat.
And
shit
every
was on that
time
card.
I hear people talk about him, they're like, dude, he was losing that fucking Charlie Campbell fight. He should have lost that. Right. It's like
Charlie Campbell's not that bad.
He's a good fighter, and like this is why I like Duncan. So no, obviously the answer is no. I don't think the price is right. Obviously, Jordan Vucenic can win the fight. Chris Duncan kind of fights like a dumbass sometimes. And I don't like the fight IQ from him, and I don't like the chin. But what I do like is he's a fucking dog, and he hits hard, and he is going in there with like, dude, it's Scotland versus England for him. So he's gonna go out on his shield, or he's gonna put fucking Jordan Vucenic out on it. So yeah, I'll take Chris Duncan plus 285. I'm not going crazy. It's a half unit. And Jordan Vucenic could end up, smoking him, and I look stupid. But how about them Cage Warriors? I don't know, dude.
That's kind of where I'm at there.
Hard work, brother. No, but yeah, give me Chris Duncan. I had to say, man, I had to speak on it a little
Shouts
bit.
to Nick Bagley though.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest. I'm kind of a Cage Warriors poo-pooer. So yeah, give me Chris Duncan plus 285. Half unit. Let's go.
Let's swing it over to Joey. Joey, what do you think about the Vucenic and Duncan one?
So I'm also a Duncan fan. I had him against Oki. Took him live. I played him inside the distance. The whole time I'm like, oh my Lord, just survive. Oki shoots a bad takedown. Oki goes right to sleep. And I definitely felt busting my ass afterwards, but hey, it was a good hit. This matchup, This is also a fight I do not see him going to the scorecard. Duncan comes out wild, and I have a feeling that he's going to have success on the feet, and his not the best IQ-ness might shoot a takedown. And if he does, Vucenic could easily, and I mean easily, submit him with ease. So I do got Jordan Vucenic inside the distance and a parlay, which you guys stay tuned. I'll announce that third leg.
I mean, that's what happened in the Manuel Torres fight. You laid it out how he lost it. Hurting Vucenic. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I will say the one thing that makes me like the Vucenic side, I was saying to TC was because TC does not like the Cage Warrior shit. But I will say just the showcases of the Vucenic fights, I feel like the Cage Warriors fights were damn near like fucking UFC fights, where like the one time that he fought Paul Hughes, it was kind of like a bullshit decision. But the other time that he fought him, dude, I've never seen so much blood inside of a cage in my life. It was like a 5-round bloodbath war. Like the whole entire cage was just like filled with blood, and like nobody quit or anything like that. So it's like, I don't know, when like Duncan digs deep, his heart's there, but like the actual skills sometimes are kind of like lacking.
Always there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I thought Vucenic kind of getting a bad rep, but the market is kind of like overvaluing it a little bit at minus 440. I definitely do feel you on that. But I mean, they did give Guram a run for his money. I thought the most impressive part was he's really a grappler, and he really zipped him with a punch. And Guram doesn't really get zipped by a lot of punches.
Well, I'll say this. I'm a Guram detractor. I think he's fraudulent, but he's fraudulent at a pretty high level. Like I think that some people overrate him, but this is another thing I want to say on Duncan real quick before I forget. And this is a couple of reasons why I also like the Duncan side. He's a way better fucking camp. BTS in fucking Northampton, where Jordan Vucenic is straight out, anywhere close to ATT,
Definitely
and the
agree with
grappling looks that Chris Duncan is getting. So like that's another reason I like him. But yeah, like Joey was saying, like if Duncan hurts him and Vucenic gets on top of him, he's in trouble big time.
So we move on to Dylon, and do you kind of get how the Price is Right kind of goes here? What is your pick here?
I'm actually going to touch on that last fight a little bit, just really quick. I'm going to take that one to end in round 2 and round 3 because we see finishing potential on both sides, and I think Chris Duncan survives round 1. So I'm going to go with a round 2, round 3 finish and take both sides, take the plus 600. That's actually a Nasty Nate taught me that one. So just I want to go Chris Duncan at plus 1100. I really do, but it's like just take both sides and take that plus 600. So, something I always did was take round 2 bets, and I, when they cash at plus 2000, it's great. But yeah, just take both fighters at plus 600 here, I think. And for the Price is Right for me, I think I'm gonna go with where does this bring it up here? Bear with me. I'm gonna go Callan Lockran over Nathan Fletcher.
Love it.
That's what I'm going to do. The reasons why I'm just starting to this year, I want to fade these one-dimensional fighters. And Nathan Fletcher, man, if he doesn't get the sub, I think he's fucked. I think he's absolutely fucked. So I'm not going to take this when it's moved that much too. I mean, we had Nathan Fletcher at minus 160 or so. He's down to minus 139. Yeah, I'm going to jump on the dog here. I think if he survives the grappling, he's going to out wrestle him. I mean, it's gonna get greasy.
I feel like
this is my minimum pick. This is like the appetizer you wanted to call it. It's not my favorite one, but it's one that's on the card. I'm gonna take it. I'm not.
I thought the price tag.
Nathan Fletcher won the first one. I like to take guys to win the second one. So
I thought the price tag on the props were very interesting with that one, where the over 2.5 is like juiced over minus 220, but if Nathan Fletcher wins, he usually wins inside the distance. But I mean, and all that. But like, I will say the one thing about Cage Warriors is their amateur fights. You have to take it with a grain of salt because I know Cage Warriors Academy is 3-minute rounds. I don't know if that one was specifically off the top of my head. Been drinking a little bit of March Madness. I mean,
no inaccuracy.
Don't start fucking quizzing me, man. T over there.
Straight vodka.
But
there you go.
So we're gonna swing it back to TC. We're gonna move on to, I would just say, like, best bet of the card, or what would you say, parlay piece, thoughts the card in general. Summarize it up and fire off some bets. I know you got some.
First of all, shout out to everybody watching the chat, man. Everyone in the live chat. My eyesight ain't what it used to be, but I see y'all there. Good shit. Kong, Aaron, Pub Sports Radio official, YouTube account, dude. North Ender. Shout out to all you, man. Shout out to everybody in Southtown right now, everybody in San Antone. Yeah, dude. This is my favorite bet on the card, and this is one that I'm 2 for 2 these years. 2 for 2 this year on these bets that I give out. 1 unit, underdog bet. I feel confident in it. Man, I hate to do this. I know it's the big one for this one, boys, but I got to talk about the main event. I almost made this the Price is Right.
I don't blame you.
I almost made this the Price is Right. It seems like everyone and their fucking mom is on Sean Brady, bro. The staph infection.
Yep.
The staph infection for Leon Edwards scares the living dog shit out of me, but I bet Leon Edwards earlier this week as an underdog. I was going to wait on it, and then it just kept going. My dumbass should have waited even more because it got even fucking juicier, dude. But I pulled the trigger at plus 122, I think. I think Leon Edwards is the better fighter. He's in England. Sean Brady, I don't think he's winning a decision unless it is fucking dominant. Leon's a much better striker. He can win a boring point fight decision. He's won a fucking million of those. And I think he can knock Sean Brady out. I'm not, dude. You do not get knocked out by Bilal Muhammad. Literally no one else has ever fucking done that. I'm sorry. I know I'll take him at his word, I guess, that he was sick or whatever the fuck. But you better have a damn good excuse for getting knocked out by Bilal Muhammad. That is
getting
that is.
He got
dude,
up bad.
Box
Unfortunately.
made Bilal Muhammad look like fucking
The
Floyd,
elite
dude.
level
Yeah.
striker. Yeah.
You don't do that. That's an Ashley Shaver.
That to me, that's what keeps sticking in my head.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
I
Dude.
picture that in my head. He was getting pieced up. He had zero striking capability. I couldn't. I still can't get behind it at minus 175.
It's not like they are levels and levels above. I just think is a slight level difference. I think they're practically the same age, and they've had 2 entirely different careers. Give me the former champion Leon Edwards for a unit, man. Dog.
I don't blame you. I'm on the, as you know, as well. I would say there's a lot of layers to pick at this one. One betting angle that I like to do is when a champion loses their belt and then they fight that first fight after, usually like fading a fighter in that spot. Historically, it's been a pretty profitable angle for me. And then the second
Shout out
one
to Gerardo.
is
Yes, sir, Gerardo.
knowing a little bit about Sean Brady personally. I was more shocked how giddied up he was to take the fight because him and his old girl just literally had a kid like a month and a half, 2 months ago. And like usually you see people, be with the newborn. But when Dana and the boys called him and said, yo, but you got to take this fight in London, he said, let's fucking go. Like, I'm ready to go. So I remember when he did that against Chiesa and he like ran through him. So I always feel like with fighters, it's about catching them at the right place at the right time. And I feel like Leon is obviously a better resume. It's not even close and all that levels and all that. It's definitely on the Leon side, but I feel like Brady's just catching him at the right place, right time. With fighters, you either go to like a big camp or you have like your fight camp curated for you where like everybody, like your coaches, the people in the gym, like you're the top guy, but like you also have guys getting good with you and stuff like that. And I think that Brady has just been able to take the right. His career is very strategically planned out. It's not like he's just taking bullshit fights and stuff like that. He's picking these fighters that have big names and he's catching them right before the cliff falls off.
And there's data.
And I think this is another example of this. Of like, I'm a little bit nervous, but I think this could be one. It's going to be a great.
There's statistical data to back up what you're saying about the champion losing their belt and then losing the next fight. Like it's not 100%, but it does happen quite a bit.
It is.
Yep.
But I'm gonna talk about a fight here, because it's always interesting. Bill's got the interesting love life, and 2 women that I love highly, dearly, close to my heart are on this card, and Molly Meatballs and Shana Banan. But every time they're both on the card, I end up liking Shana Banan a little bit more. And TC was talking to me into it a
Don't
little
put
bit
this on me.
more. I'm Sean and Banan and
See.
Molly B. he actually thinks he might lose. The Shauna Bonham one.
That's tough.
Let's talk about it here. Shauna Bonham versus Pooja Tumor. One of TC's best underdog bets last year was Pooja
Again,
Tumor.
Yep.
What do you guys think here about the Shauna Bonham one and TC? Let them know what you're doing with the Shauna Bonham bet. Might tail him on this one.
Dude, I cashed Pooja Tumar and probably shouldn't have.
Been there.
I'll take it though. I thought about this bet for exactly 2.5 fucking seconds. This is an unserious card to me for the most part, so this is an unserious parlay. Give me Shanna Banana and shout out my dude Moy's Audio. I think Pooja Tumar is gonna get a little win-loss duality. She is going to actually win the fight, and she is going to get fucking robbed by Shanna Banana, getting that home cooking, boy. Shanna Banana by split decision, and she is in my parlay. Let's go.
Ooh, okay.
Joe, thoughts and opinion, and then Dylon.
I don't got no bet on it. Lower level women fight. I try to stay away from it unless I really like the dog. I do agree. If I had a free bet, I'd probably use it on Bannon. I think she's gonna have more volume. You know, Tumar, what's she gonna do? She's gonna go the entire time. Warface, she definitely wins that in the octagon, but yeah, lower level fight. Tumar, most of her losses are by finish. So can we see Miss Banana maybe get a late finish, TC?
I think there's a possibility for sub, but can I ask you boys real quick? Can I ask the pod here, the cast, Pooja or Shanna?
Shannon.
Rather
If you had your choice, yeah.
Shannon all day.
Bro, fucking
Shannon
come
all
on.
day.
Shauna Bonham, for me, Billy, definitely top 5 in the UFC. What's up? No.
Not in the
No.
headphones.
First guess.
There's no snare in my headphones.
Oh, we got our first guest in the building. The man, the myth, the legend himself. He's going to a place as we call named Japan very shortly, so he couldn't be with us. So as we would say out there, Millz is in the building. Konnichiwa, fuck the rest out. We the best out. Millz.
Millz in the building.
Close.
Yo, man, it's good to see all the MMA people out there, man. All in one little
Millz, I
one
think you're on
little-
mute, brother.
One little building, man. Glad to see y'all, man. Glad to see all y'all. But hey, y'all need some lotion though, bro.
Millz, we can't hear you.
We can't hear you, brother.
You're on mute.
Nah, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we can't hear him through our headphones.
Yeah.
You're the muted one.
Let us know in the chat if you could hear Money Millz, bro.
Hopefully you
Okay.
can hear Mills and not us asking what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, I'm telling you. We
Okay,
can't hear
okay,
it
I
through
know,
the
yeah.
headphones.
Okay, go ahead.
Run
All
it.
right, hey, yo, Palooza is going down. We got the livest MMA
Yeah, I don't
crew
know
in there,
shit.
man.
Let
Locker
Millz
Room
talk.
Podcast is taking over, man. I couldn't be there to bless you guys, so
Hold
hey,
on,
man.
might have a solution here.
Can the people hear me? What? I can't see the chat. I can't see the people. Shout out to everybody out there, though, man. Can the people hear me? Oh, okay. Shout out to everybody out there, though, man. All right, so I guess I'm gonna give y'all my solo real quick, then, man. I know how to do it, man. I know how to.
Shouts to Millz.
Yes, sir,
All right.
Millz.
So look, man, we're gonna give you guys a parlay at the end of the day, but what I'm gonna give you guys is something on Prize Picks to play, okay? I just dropped a video out there, so I'm gonna be taking Christian Leroy Duncan over his significant strikes landed. Then I'm gonna be taking Carlos Orberg over his significant strikes landed, and I'm gonna be taking Chris Padilla over 1.5 total takedowns, okay? That's a Prize Pick play out there. It's a power play out there. It's 3x, and if you guys don't like the 3x, you can even do the flex on it, all right? Because we're gonna be flexing out there. UFC London, okay, is going down. But I'm gonna get out of here though, man. I get y'all can't hear me.
And we are back. We just got done talking about a little bit of Shauna Banana, and we got a call in from Millz here. I'm gonna talk about my prop of the night here. My prop of the night here, a little bit square. I know everybody's scared as fuck to parlay him. So if you're scared to fuck the parlay him, tail prop of the night here. Going with CLD by knockout against Andre Pulayev. Don't let that EV name fucking fool you. Yeah, we cash on him in Dana White Contender Series, but he's a fake Russian. Me and Big Show were doing some tape studying, and we always call it the are you a real Russian or a fake Russian? I think Pulayev's a fake Russian. The fact that he was priced as big of a dog he was on the Contender Series shows you that he was a fake Russian against the dude from CFFC. But just in general, I think CLD, this is going to be a striker's delight. And in a fight that's a striker's delight, I'm a favor CLD more times than not. I don't think he's going to get clinched up against the cage like he did in the Armin fight. I don't think he's going to get wrestled and shit like that, like in the RoboCop fight. I think this is one of those ones where, like, yeah, CLD not as good as we thought he was for sure. But if you give him the right level of opponent, he can definitely make the crowd roar. And we're talking about this one earlier where it's not like the biggest name O2 Arena card. Like, what's the O2 Arena without Paddy the Batty?
Right.
No Paddy the Batty on the card.
Yep.
No Tom Aspinall on the card. There's a couple of there's a couple of staples in the English market that they're kind of moving away from and trying to prop up these guys. And I definitely think they invest a little bit in the CLD train here, and they need the fruits of the labor here. What do you guys think about the CLD by knockout this weekend?
I love it. I think expectations had to be tempered a little bit with CLD, but I think what you said is pretty well founded. Like, he is better than Andre Pulayev, and I think he back thrust kicks him or flying knees his ass. Yeah, CLD by knockout will be my pick.
I'm going to do something since we're out here, too. I'm going, I said the last fight, Chris Duncan. You know, you want to do the Chris Duncan parlay. Everybody wants to do it every card.
Duncan.
And they always
Talk
put
back
these
into
two
the mic.
motherfuckers on the same card. They put both Chris Duncans on the same card every time, right?
It's not rocket science that we're doing a podcast and you guys aren't talking into the mic. Like, what?
This is literally my
TC
second time on the podcast.
PC gets a pass because he's fucking tall as shit. So he's got to, like,
he's
got to
I thought
adjust it a
I thought my
certain way.
voice would project. That's on me. But here's what I'm going with. Not a Chris Duncan money line parlay. I like the knockout Billy, and I said I like the round 2, maybe in that other one. So I think I'm going to do a round 2 parlay.
Ooh.
Both these Chris Duncan fights to end in a round 2. But the problem here is I think this guy could get it done in round 1. I don't think round 3 is viable, but I'm going to go 1-2 here on this fight, and then 2-3 on the other Chris Duncan fights, and then maybe just round robin that or something like that. Get some big numbers in there. But yeah, I think Andre Pulayev's getting knocked out for sure. It's just a matter of when, and if we can guess when, we're going to cash the fuck up large if we can predict when it happens, and that's where I'm at.
Chat, if you guys want to live bet here, just did live bet New Mexico plus 115 on the money line. You know me. I always get shit on for not betting a bunch of dogs, so I'll give you guys one out right now. So
Fucking chalk donkey
let's
Billy.
get into the next one. The man, the myth, the legend himself, flying in straight from Cleveland, Ohio. I'm gonna get up real quick for this one. Danny, can you give him a Price is Right fight of the night? Your best fight of the night, or your bet, or something like that.
He has a mic, Danny. Billy has a mic.
Oh, perfect.
My best bet? I got 3 bets so far. You guys ain't gonna like one of them. I know that.
I might.
I like Herbert money line. It dropped.
Yeah,
I didn't like him when he was like -140.
I like the Jai Herbert money line, Danny. I'm with you on that. I like Jai Herbert by decision plus 200.
I'm not. No.
I am.
Nah, Danny, they tagged me in the video earlier this week. I'm like, yo, bro, I'm not reposting.
I was thinking about this in the plane. I'm like, all these motherfuckers are gonna be on
Padilla.
Padilla. It's
Thank
cool.
you,
I
Trevor.
respect them, whatever. But again, at plus money, I felt like it was a trap. Against a really legit striker, more reach. I'm like, if all the guys are on Padilla, I'm gonna give him all tacos if he wins. So
I'm down
I was
for
gonna
that.
DoorDash some tacos if I lost, and then you guys just buy me around each.
Dude, I love
That's it.
that.
That was gonna be my bet.
That's a great bet, dude.
I can
That's
still do
awesome.
a couple of you guys, but
I'm down for a shot.
hold on, don't you want to talk or you want?
Yeah.
I'll thank that.
Yeah, I owe him a taco. Me and him made a bet. I forget. You remember? I don't remember the matchup, but I remember the bet that happened.
No, you owe.
I know that.
Kutalaba.
Oh yeah, it was a Kutalaba and Ebo.
Yep. That's
Oh yeah,
right.
you'll get. Oh yeah,
Good shout.
I remember that.
Fuck.
I just forgot who the hell the matchup was.
So, Danny,
Fuck you,
one
Danny.
of the fights that Dylon brought up is actually a Cage Warriors Academy rematch here of Colin Lafferty versus Nathan Fletcher. Nathan Fletcher, teammate of Paddy the Baddy. Colin Lafferty, an Irishman, had a lot of hype. Former Cage Warriors bantamweight champion, a accomplishment that Nathan Fletcher was not able to reach. Thoughts on the fight? And Colin Lafferty, weird because like I know how good he is, but his 3 fights in the UFC are complete dog shit performances.
That's facts.
Mhm.
I like how you brought that up because I completely forgot. That was my first bet of the card. I'm like plus 110. It was dropping a little bit. I could have got at plus 120. Thought about it. He was a big favorite against Hadley, and people trash on Hadley, but he's a good vet. A lot of experience in UFC, good striker, way better striker than Fletcher. And he was minus 200s. And now you're telling me he's an underdog against Fletcher that's a grappler, no striking, really, that fought a bum in Ramaski, wherever his name is. Like
Ziga, what
Yeah,
is?
you gotta give me
Zagamoski or whatever the hell he is.
I put 3 units on it, so I had to take it. I thought
Oh,
the
yeah.
line was way off.
Love to hear it.
And me being a human, like if you beat me in the amateurs, you know you want your lick back.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
you want to get that back.
The
So,
get back.
in the pros, in the UFC. So I gotta take Lockran for sure.
Danny, I think this is the first time in a hot minute that me and you were on the same side of a damn fight. I saw it on Twitter. I was like, oh shit, we actually agree on something for one shit.
Let's go.
So
Let's
we're
go,
gonna
Danny,
move
let's go.
on to the next fight here. Joey, I'm gonna swing this one to you first because one of the fights I thought were really interesting is how like the UFC just doesn't give a fuck and it'd be like 2 ranked guys, probably like one of the only outside of the co-main and the main event, the only ranked fight of the night. Marcin Tybura versus Mick Parkin here in the prelims. What are your thoughts and opinion here on the 2 big boys here at heavyweight?
This is the type of fight you got to be careful with because in the year 2025, a lot of O's have been going. And I know Parkin's a main training partner for
Tom Aspinall.
Mr. Interim Champion Tom Aspinall, future
He
champion.
just said it all with his eyes. He goes, "Oh fuck this fight."
But no, I can understand why TC feels that way. It's, Tabora could be on his way out. He's a little bit older. Mick Parkin does have the better hands, but is he really well-rounded as we really see? He got a submission on the Contender Series, but that was against a bum per se. I am leaning Parkin. If you got it early, you got plus money. I think he is the favorite now.
He is.
I think if it's no finish within the first 7.5 minutes, this is gonna be a sloppy 3-round fight and probably some bullshit split that ends up happening.
Okay. And now we go to the man himself, the man that we usually reference here for the big guy fights, right? Big Show. 2 cents here. What do you think about this Mick Parkin and Marcin Tybura fight? Because me personally, Marcin Tybura 39 out the door. Mick Parkin's either like round 1 or he's been shown you can go to decision. I kind of like Mick Parkin here, but then so let me start by saying this. I love my man, family man, great guy, always friend of the podcast, always friend of the show. One of the first people to start working here at Pub. But then I saw Clint bet him. I kind of got spooked out, but I will let that spook me out too much. 2 cents. What are your thoughts?
Mick Parkin versus Marcin Tybura, dude.
I know, bro. How hard is it? We're on a podcast. On a show.
I thought I
Talking
could
to
hear
the
myself.
mic.
I didn't know y'all could hear me. I'm sorry. God damn, I'm sorry.
Your mic is set up for me, bro. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Well, you know what? Now that I do have a mic in front of my fucking face,
Let's go mic to chin, okay?
straight up, right in my stubble, dude. Stubble bristles. No. Mic pass to dial on ×5.
Okay.
Mic pass. Yeah, honestly, I was on Mick Parkins originally. I did not get the plus money, and then I started leaning towards, Tibber, and I was like, am I really gonna take a 39-year-old fighter just because of plus money? No, I'm not gonna do that either. So I'm actually gonna pass the mic off again.
So I guess nobody wants to talk about this one. Danny, I would say one thing I've learned about Danny historically from being a friend of Danny is when Danny goes on vacation, he usually goes on crazy hot betting streaks. So, Danny,
He really
co-main
has.
event,
I'm about to go
you owe us some motherfucking bread for the fat motherfucker last week from Kazakhstan. Sorry for anybody who's watching this from Kazakhstan. Diarrhea. It's not your fault though, because if we would have known he missed weight, we wouldn't have bet it. Co-main event. Do you like Carlos Oberg as a parlay piece, or do you think that the Polish Power coming off the 2-year layoff is live?
And shoulder
There's
surgery.
no parlay pieces. At first, I was gonna pass completely, but all this love for parking, I don't get it.
No, not parking. Jan Blachowicz, Oberg.
Okay. I'm on the underdog in that one.
Oh,
What? Ask Danny.
Little 42-year-old dog
Yes.
for Danny. Let's
So,
go.
if you guys been watching UFC, MMA, boxing, anything that has to do with fighting, when it comes to heavyweights and light heavyweights, 42 is like 37. Skills pay. I'm just saying, skills pays the bills when it's like bantamweights. You lose when you get older, obviously, like 35, you losing your speed, your accuracy. Power is the last thing to go.
Mhm.
I get it. If I told my brother's a casual, if I tell him, oh, there's this guy that's 42 years old, coming off a horrible surgery, hasn't fought in a while, and he's only plus 200. And I show him a picture of Oberg, this model-looking dude that's a great kickboxer.
Yep.
Highlight reel knockouts. He's
Former
like, oh my
male
God,
stripper.
This is
Oh,
boxing.
shit, I
This
didn't
should
know
be
that.
like a minus
Yeah,
800.
former male stripper actually.
Who's that?
Carlos
Oberg.
Oberg. He was a
Oh,
male
yeah,
stripper back in the
okay,
day.
And then he was like on the
black-
back.
You know the
The black
kickboxing
Jaguar.
fights don't pay the bills.
Ladies and gentlemen, next up to the stage, the Black Jaguar.
I mean,
This guy go there. I'm over here trying to
My bad.
He's talking about stripper.
No, he was a male stripper,
Yeah, he
bro. I
was.
swear to God, bro. He was
He
a male
was.
stripper.
But he's got Oberg's OnlyFans.
Nah, more like Molly Meatballs.
Oh,
Carlos Oberg, Oberg and Michael Zarafa holding down fucking male strippers in combat sports.
Nah, the Molly Meatball one is pretty good because there's we'll save that for
Yep.
off
But to finish
YouTube.
real quick, I just had to take a shot plus 240. He's Polish power. Like one shot, even a knockdown wins the round at least.
mhm.
I can see that too.
I
Carlos
do it.
might fucking trade with him
They
in the
both
pocket.
have-
That's a bad idea.
Yeah, it is.
And then the wrestling, Jan definitely.
That's
We've
what I'm
seen
saying.
Carlos
He's fought
Alberg.
Goliath. He's fought Pereira.
Carlos Alberg has no fucking
Yeah, but I
takedown
think there's a
defense. Let's be
huge
honest. If he
footwork
gets
advantage.
taken down,
It
he's
is.
staying down.
It's
I
a huge
believe.
fight for both, and I know people say, "Oh, it's a setup fight for Oberg." I think it's a win-win because if Oberg wins, he could get a title.
I agree it's a setup
He
fight.
didn't look
Alberg,
incredible
but
against Vulcan either.
he's g- even if it's a setup fight, he's still got to do his job.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
Went to a draw, and then the Pereira fight was close. People thought he won. So
Don't breathe
yeah,
into
like
the mic,
you too. I
Tyler.
sprinkled plus 500. Let's go. Plus 500
Hell yeah,
bucks.
T over there likes the decision
So-
at plus 500.
So we
Shit.
move along to the card here and we go back around the table. We go. I'm a huge fan of Loner Kavanaugh, but I'm a little bit nervous about this one against Felipe Dos Santos. I don't think there's that huge of a discrepancy between the hands, but Boss Man himself says he likes Loner Kavanaugh by knockout. How do you guys feel about the Loner Kavanaugh versus Felipe Dos Santos one? Do you think that the dog is live, or do you think Loner Kavanaugh keeps the good times rolling? Me personally, I think it's going to be a close fight, 1-1,
close fight.
and then Loner ends up pulling away late in the third. But something that I don't think I want to have in a parlay, the sweat. But I mean, after betting a Hardwick brother today, I mean, what's a fucking sweat anymore?
Yeah.
If you don't mind, I'll start
ahead.
this one off.
Yeah, dial on.
I'm gonna do
We'll swing it
one
that
at
way.
plus 250 for Felipe Dos Santos. I'm gonna sprinkle that money line for sure. That's getting touched. But what I really want to do is the point spread on Felipe Dos Santos. Like you just said yourself, it's gonna be a close fight. I don't know if he's gonna finish him, but I think our guy Felipe Dos Santos fights with a wild style that's gonna give him problems. Doesn't like fighting that type of fighter. And if he can just keep it wild, like maybe first 2 rounds, then he slows down. I was kind of thinking the same thing, Billy. Round 3, maybe he comes on strong, but it's going to be a close fight in 29-28. I'm going to go with the point spread plus 3.5 on Felipe Dos Santos, and then sprinkle on the dog at plus 250.
I don't blame you. Point
Yep.
spread here for Felipe Dos Santos plus 3.5 minus 110. We'll swing this over to TC here. TC over 2.5 minus 275. Money line here for Loner Kavanaugh coming down from minus 300. Was at 350, then went down to 300. Now it's at 285. One of the offshore books. One of the sharper offshore books here. TC, what are your thoughts and opinion here on this flyweight fight?
Dude, I love that bet. I completely agree that it's going to be a close fight. I was extremely impressed with Loner Kavanaugh's DWSC or CS.
The Dana
fight.
White Contender Series,
And I
fight
was
wild, bro.
And I was
Ooh.
unimpressed with his UFC debut.
The one in China overnight.
compared to my expectations. But I mean,
Cash for me though.
I think Dude, I think Dos Santos spread is a great bet. I was tempted to bet Felipe, man, because he has like pretty good
So
losses.
You got to put a little bit on that money.
Yeah, dude, I don't hate that at all. And I just didn't have the sack to do it. But yeah, I feel like he could end up being a value loser, but I'm not just completely sold on Loner. That's enough for me to stay away, man. I think from a betting standpoint, it's like Felipe or pass. I can see Loner winning like a close split though, and I think with the crowd maybe being on his side a little bit, that's what
in London, that's the reason
Yep.
I can't really get behind Felipe.
And-
I'd be unloading the clip on that plus 250 and do something.
could end up
stupid
being
with
a greasy
And
fucking
we
robbery,
get
dude.
to the last segment of the show here. As we like to say here, this is called the Locker Room Podcast Parlay section here. Everybody give a thought of a parlay that they would like to give out here. Me, personally, I like the Guram Gudelatse, Jordan Vucenic, and CLD 3-leg parlay. That's going to be my parlay. You guys can tell me what you guys like. For
Parlay.
me personally, I like those 3 legs. Other bets that I have on this card, definitely going to tail 2 cents in some type of way in the Shanna Banana fight. I'm going to stay away from the Loner Kavanaugh one. I like Danny's thought process on the Jai Herbert one. I thought everybody was going to be on Chris Padilla in that one. And then also I like Jordan Vucenic inside distance RTC. Molly Meatball, I'm just going to take that as a scheduled loss on my betting record.
Billy, what was your parlay again? You said Guram, Jordan Vucenic.
Jordan Vucenic, Guram, and Chris Duncan.
All right.
I'm going to do a 3-leg of that for sure. But let me pull up the number on that real quick. But yeah, I think those 3 boys get the job done. A little bit juicy. I know I like the Carlos Olberg one as well, but I'm just gonna go with this 3-leg minus 116 for a 3-leg parlay here of those 3 fighters here. Joey.
Okay, so let's get this shit balling. The crazy thing is, I'll say this, and I know he's listening to me right now, Danny. I like Olberg, but I will give Danny credit. When me and him on opposite sides, Danny has had the upper number on me, and it pisses me off every freaking time. Pisses me off every fucking time. So, look, I'm going Olberg. I think he's gonna be the faster fighter. Just depends on his fight style. I just think he's gonna win. Maybe probably a decision. In the next fight, I'd probably say it's probably Vucenic. Also, so, but look, I think Duncan's gonna run into something, and he's probably gonna get finished. That's probably my 2-leg, and I'll probably have more. Stay tuned on my X, and I'll be dropping my plays in the morning.
Okay. What was the bet that you bet right before you got on the plane? Give that up.
Oh yeah, so I'll give out my 3-leg. So I had a free bet, so I put it all together. It is Chris Padilla inside the distance. I do believe if he does get the takedown on Jai Herbert, I think he's live to get the finish. The second leg is Vucenic inside the distance over Chris Duncan. If he does get it on the ground, there's something called levels, and I think he's live for submission. And good old Kevin Holland, if he keeps it on the feet, I think he can knock out Gunnar Nelson. He fights way more. Gunnar pretty much comes for paychecks every year and a half or some change. So now he's back at 170. I think he's going to come out aggressive. He put it on Twitter. He says, I owed the crowd a finish. And I believe him. I think he's going to go out there and get the finish.
2 cents. With you, do you want to give out a parlay, extra parlay, or do you just want to recap your bets? Like, we don't want to.
No. I came into today with the intention of giving out my bets that I've already made.
Yeah,
placed
you
my
already placed your
bets. So
bets,
yeah,
yeah.
and this is the time for the parlay. So let me give out my damn parlay. Shit. Might as well, right? Dude, I don't hate your Jordan Vucenic inside the distance leg at all, because I think I'm telling you, man, Chris Duncan, this is going to be a Scotland versus England thing.
Yep.
And he will go out on his shield or put Vucenic on it. So I think if Vucenic wins, it is ITD. But my 2-leg, and I'll tell you what, for the last 3 events, we've been on the same underdog, and that motherfucker has hit every single time. And by God, I am on Callan Lockran.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
He is the
Let's go.
other
I mean,
leg
That's
of my.
squad, right? Colin Loffer about decision for
So
me.
Callan Lockran, Shanna Banana. It's not technically St. Patty's, but it's technically still the same week as St. Patty's, dude. So let's get that last little bit of Irish luck.
Lucky Charms.
So Callan and Shanna Banana 2-piece plus 205. Let's fucking go.
Dylon, give it out. You're a parlay for this card here in the O2 Arena. We're going to be popping off tomorrow, 12 o'clock noon here Central Time for the UFC London show live stream podcast. Just because we didn't do the podcast on time this week doesn't mean the live stream is going to be fucked up. Dylon, give out your parlay for this weekend.
We'll be on the live stream tomorrow too. We'll be here live, giving all the shit out, breaking it down live. I'm gonna add to what he said. I'm throwing Calvin Lockran in a parlay plus 120. It's my favorite pick. I said I like Kevin Holland. That's gonna be the second leg, and then we're going Jai Herbert for the next leg. So that's 2 pick'ems and 1 plus 120. That's gonna get you to a plus 713.
Damn.
So we're gonna hit that 3-teamer: Jai Herbert, Lockran, and Kevin Holland, all on the money line.
And we
We
go.
did say this one earlier, but Chris Duncan fight ends in round 2. Christian Leroy Duncan to finish in round 2. We're gonna put those two together. Shout out to G in the chat again. He liked my bet. CLD round 2. G said that too. So we're gonna parlay those two together. We're going CLD round 2, and then the Chris Duncan fight ends in round 2. I can't put that together for a price tag, but I guarantee you it's disgusting.
Yeah, I like it. I don't know what book you're able to do it on, but let's go to Big Show, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Chad.
Well,
it's
Big
Show. The big man. Show tonight, y'all.
Can y'all hear me? All right, Danny's gonna be pissed with all my picks, but I got Brady minus 160. I got Padilla minus 110 up both at straight bets. And the parlay for me is gonna be the last Pirate, Morgan Charier, and Carlos Albert for a plus 123.
Let's go, show.
Aussie.
Oi.
Danny, next.
Shout out to OE with the donation of
Shout out to
Oldie.
Shout out to Oldie.
Oh,
Get it.
shit.
I didn't put this parlay. I made it right now. I really like Alexa. I think she's gonna whoop McCann's ass.
Boo.
I like their
Hating
contender
ass.
series. And one thing
Hating
was,
ass Danny.
no,
I
it's
agree
a
with it,
fact.
though.
Nah, until Molly
But it's
Meatball
not even having
beats
like
this bitch's ass,
and it was
and then she's gonna raise her hand to O2 Arena. Patty's gonna come in. Patty's not on the card,
What happened?
but
the
you
last,
gonna see
the
him
last
though.
2 London cards.
Patty's
Molly
not on the
won.
card,
She's
but you
straight
about to
fine,
see him
somehow
though.
won. I
Yeah.
can't do that on
Billy
Molly.
standing on Molly meatball
I said,
business.
don't
Am
know
I
if you're
right?
here for this, Dad.
Patty's not on this card, but you gonna see him.
I don't
though.
know. I'm just trying to hype this
Yeah,
up.
we're gonna see Michael Chandler.
Because every time Billy does this,
No.
it's like-
Nah, bro, put 2 and 2 together. Patty's not on the card, but you
It's
gonna
odd,
see him
though.
though.
Oh yeah, that's fact.
I hope not.
Molly's gonna lose.
Was he
And
gonna
then
see
I
him?
like
Scousers don't get knocked out.
They absolutely do. Have you ever seen a David Price fight?
Take care of business. So Blue Rum and Alexa parlay. That should get.
I'm with you on the
That's
girl,
one we
Mike.
didn't talk about with Alexa Thanera. I like her too.
Bro, I love
He got
her.
hands,
And
man.
then she's got that swag to her. And then in the contender series, if you remember, I was watching her.
Bro,
fights.
all jokes aside though, bro, no
What?
bullshit. Bro, that's a terrible fight, bro. A little
Molly
Brazilian.
McCann's a fish
A
out of
little
water
Bra-
on the ground.
Oh,
She
no,
can get
time out
fucking-
though. Time out though.
Bro, her
A
hands
little
are
Brazilian bitch
Bro,
flying
they got-
halfway across the
Mhm.
country on 1 week's notice
Bro.
in the O2 Arena in front of thousands of
We all
people.
know-
This ain't no
we all
fucking
know
Dana White
Billy's a-
Contender
a
Series
Molly
fight in the
McCann
fucking
fan.
Apex.
We
Yo,
all know
Danny.
Billy's in love with Molly McCann.
Danny, you know who this girl trains with too?
Bro,
Amanda
if
Ribas.
You did your tape study.
Wow.
Hey.
Her grappling was vicious.
Hey, at least
But she
grappling
didn't-
wise,
She didn't have hands. Bro, I saw the improvements in that fight in contender series.
she
I'm
was
like,
letting them fly.
She is
Boo.
rapidly getting better. She's got that swag about her. That's why I love. You need that, especially going on a paper, London card, big card with
Yep.
fans and all that shit. She's gonna get it done. I'm telling you. She might sub her, it might be a TKO on the floor. We'll see.
All right, boys. Final thoughts. Billy, wrap it up.
Yeah, shouts to everybody. Make sure you guys tune into the Locker Room Podcast. March Madness stream is going live tonight. Starting 5 as well is popping off before the UFC London stream. Make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button on the way out. And if you guys haven't already, hit that fucking donation button or get a motherfucking membership. And make sure you go to pubsportsradio.com and sign up for the Pub Sports Radio contest. Shouts to everybody in the chat that joined with us. I see we have, 248 watching?
Yeah.
So shouts to
sir.
everybody in the chat, man. We will be live in a little bit for motherfucking March Madness. So stick around.
Save your money.
Get
not
your
pocket.
get your motherfucking food and get your popcorn ready because these are the most sober people that you're gonna see in this motherfucking Southtown 101. The rest of these boys are lit up.
They're out
I
there
can't
wasted.
imagine
Wait till
what these
tomorrow.
night streams are gonna be like. So go to the bathroom, go talk to your fucking wife, go talk to your kids, go get some food, and get geared up. We're gonna be live in a little bit. Literally probably like I would say 30-minute, 45-minute intermission. We out. Let's go.
Peace.